Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday to everyone. Welcome to Miss G's Ladies Lounge. It's Monday, Monday, Monday. All right, welcome back to another episode of Miss G's Ladies Lounge. I am your host, Miss Gwen, Miss G Finley. That's me. And I'm excited to be here again, once again, on a Monday night, ready to roll with a great chat here in the lounge. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day weekend. We were just chatting about it, my guest and I, and it was a beautiful day. And so we're happy to be here today, even though it rained for part of our day, but the sun is coming back around. So we're excited that today we have another opportunity to come before you and to present nothing but greatness as always here in the lounge. There are beautiful women all around the world. There are mothers. There are women who are making strides in the earth. And so we're happy to share those moments with you. Now, if you want to know a little bit about me, I am Gwen MsG Finley, as I said, and I am the host here, but I am also an author. I am a visionary startup coach, and I am excited about helping women to push their dreams further out into the atmosphere so that others can see the realization of what God has given them. And so I love sharing my platform with other women as well, giving another opportunity for women to show their expertise or share their expertise with others, and allowing even those who have not yet stepped out into the deep to understand that there is an opportunity of greatness for you as well. So on tonight, we have an amazing guest. She's here in the lounge, and she's waiting. She's ready. We've been trying to connect for a while, getting her out here. So we are excited that she's here, and we're going to get her into the lounge in just a moment. I want to just tell you a little bit about her before we get started. So, our guest today is Miss Dana Wilson, and she is a certified trichologist, grid based microlocks consultant, educator, empowerment coach, and the director and CEO of Hair Cares Inc. Not only that, she is also a retired U.S. Air Force veteran and devoted mother who helps women experiencing hair loss, thinning, and confidence depletion reconnect to themselves from the inside out. Drawing from more than 25 years as a hair advocate, Dana's mission is anchored in her signature framework, the 10 keys to a holistic approach to hair growth, a fusion of science, strategy, and soul that guides women and practitioners towards scalp rejuvenation, hair rejuvenation, and whole body wellness. This is already amazing. She is also the creator of the GRID framework: growth, readiness, impact, and devotion, which she uses to support grid based microlocks practitioners in building sustainable, purpose driven businesses that honor both their gifts and their clients' journeys. And through the Head Start coaching program, the Hair Cares Inner Circle, and the Holistic Care Advocate program, Dana empowers practitioners to become certification ready, confident, and profitable, serving as the first line of defense for clients facing hair loss. And her work weaves beauty together with wellness, entrepreneurship, and legacy. Through her talk show, Every Strand Counts. I love that. Her summits and her signature teachings, Dana reminds us that every root, every lesson, every experience, and every strand matters. Listen, I'm excited about that. I don't know about you. Help me welcome my guest to the stage, to the
Hello.
show. Welcome to the lounge.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here, Quill. We've been trying to do this forever.
Forever, forever. And listen, been worth the wait.
That is
And I will tell you how much worth the wait it's been, or how long forever has been. When I met you and we started talking about you coming on the show, your locks were like up here somewhere. Now the people know how long it's been.
right, right. And listen, Gwen, I have to work for every strand. I have
Ah,
to work for every
right.
strand. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Gotta work for that. Well, I tell you, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy, busy schedule to be here with us today. So I'm going to start with, the general, tell us, about Dana, just Dana, the woman. Actually, it was Mother's Day, and I know that you're a mother. So tell us how your motherly day
Oh
went
my gosh.
on
You're
yesterday.
gonna get me all teary eyed from the beginning, Gwen. This is what you're gonna do to me. Um, so listen, my son is 19. He's special needs. He's on the autism spectrum. He also has medical challenge. This was the first Mother's Day he bought me a gift. He bought me this little necklace here. Now, in the past, people help him like buy me a card and stuff, but
Right.
this was the first year he actually presented me with a gift. So I was
Wow.
so very touched by that. And so I had a blessed Mother's Day weekend. I really did. Yes.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Now, so is that your only
He is
child?
my only child, and I call him my favorite. I tell him all the time, I say, "You my favorite child, right?" Because
He loves it.
he's it. That's all. He's it. That's all. But I am a mother, and you listen. I was listening to that bio. I'm like, oh Lord, all this. I was just like, oh, it's
Right.
hard to hear someone sharing your bio, right? But I have
Mhm.
put in the work. Okay, I really have put in the work. So
Absolutely.
I'm a mother on a mission to help other women. Well, anyone, in fact, but women is my passion piece, because I relate to
Mhm.
them around hair loss. I have to fight for
Right.
every strand, and so I'm here to share with others what they can do to fight for their strands if that's what they choose to do.
Now, I love that every strand counts. And I mean, you really took the time to think about, the wording that you're using, which really, um, implies who you are and what you do. I love that you really took that time out to think about how did you come up with, or how did you find out actually about being a trichologist? Because it
Yes,
looks like you were in the Air Force.
yes.
So was this simultaneously,
Yes, so
or did something happen
yes,
after?
yes. So,
Tell us
um,
about that, and tell us what a trichologist
okay. So a
is.
trichologist is someone who specializes in hair loss. I like to say hair growth and scalp disorders.
Mm,
And so I started off as a sister lock consultant. And so Sister Locks is just a natural hair management system that people decide to use to be able to do styles, which I have here. And
mm,
while serving in the military, I got my locks established, and I also started experiencing hair loss. So I'm not on.
mm.
So I was a consultant while I was in, and I started seeing women over the years start losing their hair, and I didn't understand
Mm,
why. And I was their practitioner, their consultant, and I thought we were doing things well. I was doing things on my part, and they were doing what they needed to do on their part, and they were still losing their hair. And I would send them to the dermatologist because that's just what I knew to do. And they
right.
would come back, and the hair would start growing for a couple of months, and then they start losing it again. And so I
Mm,
didn't have an answer for them. And then I started losing
right.
my hair too. And so it
Mm,
wasn't the kind of hair loss where hair was all over the pillow or in the shower or anything like that. It was just lower density over time. And then eventually I found out I had a alopecia called CCCA, which is predominantly African American women. That's a scarring kind of alopecia, meaning that it can become permanent hair loss. And so I decided to find out, okay, we got to get to the root cause of this thing. What is going
mhm.
on? Only to find out that 80%, between 70 and 80% of hair loss is because of things that's going on internally in your body. It's not the exterior, it is what's going on internally. So I had to come to grips with that and then make some lifestyle changes to save my hair. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's really, really amazing, that you took the time to figure out what was going on, even with you.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, we just keep going through the motion, and we, be like me, just throwing a little piece, keep it
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
But you took the time to figure it out and work towards a solution.
Yes.
So the women that, okay, my computer is
It's
told me that my connection went. Am I still here?
you're here, you're here, you're here.
I don't know what's been going on today. So the women that you have been working with, they started seeing the growth and
Mhm,
following what you told them to do,
mhm.
and wow, that's really
Yeah.
amazing.
So we had to do it together because remember, I was just
Right.
learning myself, right? So I'm trying everything. I'm throwing the kitchen
Mhm.
sink out at it and everything, right? And I was trying lotions and potions in the beginning
Mhm.
before I found out that it was internal. Then I had to go turn on the inside and see what was going on, only to find out I was vitamin deficient, a lot of them. I was eating wrong. I wasn't drinking enough water. I also had fibroids. And what we know about fibroids, they get bigger because they're
Mhm.
being fed by blood, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And each follicle on our head has a blood source attached to it. And so if my body was feeding the fibroids, it didn't have time to come up here and feed the follicles on my head. And so
Mhm.
I had to get it together. I had to make some lifestyle changes. And so that's what I share with my clientele, and they start making lifestyle changes and see a difference with their hair.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring. I'm trying to share to our Ladies Lounge page because today is my second time. I didn't want to go live on all of the Facebook pages and leave out our Instagram. So we are
Oh.
also my second time on Instagram. Welcome to those joining me on Instagram. I see a few people that popped in. I see you over there, Brandy. I see you over there. I can't remember her first name, but Green, I believe it's Suzette. But thank you so much for joining us on Instagram and all those that are here watching from Facebook and YouTube. So we're excited about. And then Dana, did you attach your channel as well?
I didn't attach, but I shared it. I shared it.
Okay, good, good, good. So yeah, because we want to make sure that everybody's gets to watch and
Yes.
hear about this because this is a really important and sensitive subject. So
Yes.
so one of the things I shared in the announcement was that this is May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Hmm.
And as I had my cousin on with me last week, we were chatting, and I said, "Listen, women get some kind of way when their hair ain't right." you
Literally.
know, so I mean, mental health. If your
Yes.
hair ain't right, it's a mental health crisis, right?
Yes, yes.
So,
And
I
yeah,
mean,
and I'm glad you're saying that, Gwen, because that's part of why I'm passionate about what I do.
mhm,
Is because a lot of us suffer in silence,
mhm,
and we don't say anything. And what I know about hair loss now is it only gets worse. It don't get better if we
mhm,
don't disrupt what's happening to cause the hair loss. And so people are suffering in silence every day and hiding. It causes you to stay away from people in social scenarios. You're not that happy, bubbly person that you used to be because you hadn't. You worried about if somebody gonna see that spot or what's going on. And so that has me, and I know for myself because I experienced it, of
mhm.
how conscious you can be around this crown, right? And so
Got
we can actually do something about it. We don't have to surrender to that we're gonna lose our hair.
So I was telling my sister also yesterday. I was looking at because I wanna as they say, dispel the myths.
Mhm.
I was looking at I guess, an online post where it was a gentleman and he was getting a hair transplant.
Yes.
And he was having like an emotional moment before his hair transplant. And
Yeah.
people were saying to him, well, why is he doing this? Because he was a young man, but he
Yes.
had like a patch of hair right in here that
Mhm.
looked like it wouldn't grow in, and maybe something was, happening in that area of his head. So apparently he loved his hair and
Yeah.
he wanted to have his hair back and it was such an emotional video. I wish you could really
Yeah.
see it because, like I said, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and some people have things that, every day they have to look at these things and they have to encounter them. But there are, I love that you're sharing with us that there is hope because some people, I know it took years for me to even put a wig on my head. I,
Mhm.
I was overly grown when I finally did that. And so many people will not wear a wig. And I don't blame
Right.
you. You would love to have your own hair just, hanging out. I'm just lazy. But
I know that's right.
so let me ask you, why is scalp health so essential to overall hair growth and hair retention?
hmm So the scalp is what breeds the follicles that produce the hair. So our scalp has to be in optimal form for our hair to keep going through a life cycle. So our hair goes through a life cycle. So we grow it, and then we let it go, and then another strand comes in. So we lose hair every day, and we just don't notice it. It goes through a cycle, and so the scalp has to be in optimal health to continue that cycle. And so that's why scalp health is primo to growing hair. And so um, a lot of people, we focus on shampooing the hair, and we actually need to be focused on exfoliating the scalp so that it can produce the hair. So scalp is primo to growing hair, truly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so you talked earlier, even when you talked about yourself, and realizing some of the things that you were missing, that
Yes.
were vital to causing hair thinning and shedding. Tell us a little bit, just go a little deeper into that, because I know personally I did a hair assessment with you, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm ashamed to say all of the above. I was guilty, and it was just a quick. What really got me was that it was not a long time, but it was a quick little video chat with you, and you just looked at my. You really probably looked at my skin before you looked at my hair, and you could see what was going on. So tell us how some of those things that you see in women causes that hair thinning, shedding, and breakage a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more.
So, it's so many things. Some common causes are medication, right? Side effects to medication that you're taking, specifically thyroid medication, high blood pressure, things of that nature. If you look on them, that small print, the side effects is hair loss. So that is one cause for sure. Hormonal changes is another that causes hair loss. Being vitamin deficient is another thing. Our sometimes for some reason we compartmentalize our scalp from skin, or our scalp from the rest of our
Right.
bodies, but
Yeah.
but we need everything that the scalp needs, everything that the body needs: circulation, hydration, nutrition, right? All of those things, stimulation, all of those things impact hair growth as well. So
Mhm.
it is not just about the hair, it's about your whole body wellness, your whole body. So I had to like take a really good look at my lifestyle
Mhm.
behaviors, and it
Mhm.
was not optimal to hair growth. I wasn't taking in enough water. I was stressed out, Gwen. I was so stressed out. I was
Yeah.
in the military. I got a special needs baby and all the other things in life that we go
Mhm.
through. And I was stressed out. And stress also for sure causes hair loss. So I had to say, okay, let me see what I need to do here. And I start making incremental changes that ultimately became, big results that I actually still have hair on my head.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it's a lot to take in, and so what are some of the warning signs that people can, because you don't want to wait till your hair becomes a Brillo pad,
Right.
and little pieces are breaking off so much. So, are there warning signs that people can look for that can help them to kind of catch it at the root, as they say?
Absolutely. Itching is one, right? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, sometimes your scalp can just itch and no
Mhm.
big deal. But sometimes if you have an itch that you just can't scratch, like one of those, um,
Mhm.
that can be a sign of inflammation, right?
Mhm.
And inflammation is a huge culprit to hair loss. A burning sensation
Mhm.
is another thing. And just looking in the mirror and seeing that is your hair is just lower density. That part is widening, right? It was right here, now it's doing like this, right? So that is a telltale sign you need to go see somebody sooner than later. And statistics tells us that we don't see the hair loss until you already lost 30 to 40%
Whoa.
from the naked eye. Now your stylist or whoever might see it before you because they're standing, they used to seeing your hair on a regular basis. So they able to see it probably even before you do. But we lose 30 to 40% before we actually say, hey, something is wrong here. Right.
Mhm.
So if you get that feeling like something is wrong, go get help sooner than later.
So now,
Yeah.
how common is it to find a trichologist around? Like, okay, you're here in Virginia. Um, is it common or easy to find someone that can assist you with this?
Well, it's getting easier. How about that? I'll say that. Some people still don't know what a trichologist is. That's part of our job is bringing awareness to it because they typically will go. They think about a dermatologist, right? However, a trichologist actually specialize. So a dermatologist scalp and skin, right? With it scalp, skin, nails, or something, right? So they do everything, right? But a trichologist is specifically deals with hair growth, and scalp disorder. So we're a specialist in that field. But it's getting easier and easier. There's different organizations that you can go online and look up trichologist. You can just Google trichologist. But
Mhm.
I also started a holistic hair advocate program where I am coaching hair care professionals to learn about hair loss and hair growth because we really are the first line of defense for our
Right,
clients.
right.
We need to be able to articulate, hey,
Mhm.
let's get on this sooner than later because hair loss is just like any other health concern. The sooner you deal with it, the better or quicker the results that you can get versus waiting too long, and it may be a permanent kind of hair loss, and we want to prevent that. So it's getting better. The word is getting better. You can Google trichologists out there and find some people in your area.
And so, do they have to be seen? Well, I talked about it already.
Hmm.
You were able to do some virtual sessions, virtual session with me. So,
Hmm.
tell us about that. Is there
Hmm.
like a follow up to that where it has to be
Hmm.
in person, or what do you need to do?
So I offer a virtual, and some trichologists do a virtual a complimentary consult, and that's what we just discussed, what has happened and things of that nature. But absolutely, there has to be a follow up behind that because a lot of times, if they're good, they're gonna be asking you to get blood work done, right? Because we can talk all day, and I could take a look on camera. However, I need to see what's going on internally. And the only way for me to be able to see internally is I need to, get the results of your blood work. Your blood tells the story.
Mm,
Okay. The blood tells the story about what's going on with you internally. And so we have to dig deeper. So it definitely have to be a follow up so that I can find the root cause. And that's my job, is to find the root cause of the hair loss. So it doesn't serve me to send you some products in the mail and all the lotions and potions when I don't know what's going on internally, because that's just going to help you temporarily,
Mm,
hold it at bay. But I'm trying to help you from the inside out so that we can disrupt what's happening, right?
yeah.
Actually disrupt it. Yeah. So
I
a
love
virtual
it.
is complimentary, just to kind of see what's going on and give you share some things you can start doing now before we work on a actual hair wellness plan.
Awesome. Now
Hmm.
that's great. Now, what is a time frame that you would say, or is there a specific time frame that individuals can, once they start working on diligently? I'm not talking
Hmm.
about people who just play around a little bit,
Right, right,
but
right.
diligently getting into following the path and the plan that you. What is the timeline that you usually see for your clients?
So each person's going to vary, but I would tell you at least 6 months, at least 6 months, because your body has to um, respond to the
Mhm.
lifestyle changes that you've
Change.
made, right? So, for example, I was sharing with you, I had fibroids, right? I had to handle those fibroids
Mhm.
because that blood was feeding my fibroids and making them larger, and it wasn't making its way to the other places that it need to serve. And so I had to take care of that and make those lifestyle changes of drinking water, making sure I'm eating the right foods. And so the body, it takes a while for the body to respond. And you don't lose your hair in 6 months. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, unless something shocking happens, we
Right,
can't
right.
do it fast. But what I'm saying, most cases, it was a gradual over time that you were losing that hair. And so it's gradually going to take some time before you see that fuzz, that new fuzz on your scalp. So
Mhm.
you definitely have to. One of the things that I do on these virtual consults is I need a committed client, a consistent client, right, and a compliant client. That's the three C's, right? We
Yeah,
need the three C's to be able to have the opportunity to see the results.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And so, are there any rules to whether the client is natural or if they have their hair permed
No,
or anything like that? No.
no, there's no rules. There's no rules. I mean, I advocate for natural, so that we can do eliminate some of the other hazards that come with using chemicals and things of that nature. However, it doesn't matter if you're natural or not. There, you can be supported. Hmm.
Mhm. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
yeah.
So tell us, do you have any special events coming up? And mainly, I know for the professionals who
Hmm.
are there. Tell us about those, but also if you have anything like for just for your clients or those
Yes,
that may be interested in finding out more for
yes.
themselves.
Thank you for asking that, Gwen, because I absolutely excited to share about my hair growth summit that I'm hosting. It's called Piecing Hair Growth Together. It's going to be June 13th and 14th. It is a 2-day event. My intention is that it's going to be very immersive, um,
Mm,
primarily for the hair care professional who wants to add hair growth services to their menu and wants to learn more so they can support their clientele. But this year we added a second day, and that's about the client. So if
mm,
you're a person who are experiencing hair loss and you want to get some answers, we can do a hair and scalp assessment on the spot for you. And so you can get some answers as to what's going on with your scalp. We're doing something called a bioscan. And
mm,
remember, I was sharing, when I do things virtually, I have to ask the client to go get blood work so I can see what's going on with them internally. But at the summit, we're going to be doing a bioscan. And this bioscan is just a little finger sensor, and we're able to feed off the energy and see what's going on in your body. So we'll be able to make recommendations based off those scans. So I'm excited about bringing the client component. Last year, this is our second summit. So last year it was just only about the hair care professional, but we've added this component where the client, if you're interested in coming and just getting a sense of what's going on, what I can do about it. We have some experts that's coming, hair scientists, trichologists, nutritionists, nutrimetrics consultants. We got a host of folks that's going to be in there just sharing their expertise so that we can get to the root cause and we don't have to just surrender to let me put that wig on my head because I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to do. So
Yeah.
you can make a choice, right? I know what to
Right.
do and decide if you want to do it or not. Right.
You're right.
But
You are.
it's going to be in Colonial Heights, June 13th and 14th. And please, whoever's watching, I want to personally invite you, go to my website, haircaresinc.com, Hair Growth Summit,
It's
and
right above it.
join
Right,
us. And
right,
join us.
right there. It says
Right.
hair care, hair care.
Haircaresinc.com, Hair Growth Summit. Please join us. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited. I'm so excited about it.
Oh, that sounds great. Listen, I would come, but that's my birthday.
Oh, man, Gwen.
Literally, the 13th is my birthday.
Not, but listen,
You
Gwen.
know how we do. You know how we going out of town, though.
Are you going out of town? I was about to say, because come on Sunday. Sunday is the client
Oh,
day. But I understand.
I plan to be away
I know that's
somewhere.
right. I
I
know
don't
that.
know where. I don't know where yet, but
I know
yeah.
that's
But now, I mean, it sounds really amazing, and it's
yeah.
something that I definitely just got to make sure you don't do it on that date next time.
That's
Um,
right. That's right.
so I can definitely be there. But you've had other events, and so I'll try to follow up with that as well as your show. Tell us about your show.
Yeah. So my show is called Every Strand Counts. That's my thing. And you did ask me earlier about that, Gwen. And that Every Strand Counts is like I don't even know the right words. It's the core. It's in my heart, right? And I'm not
Mhm.
only talking about hair, right?
Right.
But I think about my son and those his small little wins matter, right? They count up to be big victories for me. And I've witnessed it, on a daily basis. The things in our lives that we go through, we sometimes we feel like that woe is me, this happened to me, but it actually is having you grow, right? Learn something. It's all building, it all matters. So every strand counts is really is personal, right? And it's actually literal that everything that we do experience really count up to fulfill our purpose really in life. So I'm so excited. So on my show, I host various leaders, authors, entrepreneurs, anyone who want to touch, move, inspire others with their work and from their experience in life. So listen, if you out there and you looking to come on a show, please go to my website and request to be a speaker. I would love to have you. We all learn from one another, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
It doesn't live for us to keep this stuff bottled up because somebody else is going to be learning from your experience, good and bad, right? Or indifferent.
Yeah, I did. I was invited to speak over the weekend, and their subject was her story, his glory. We've got to
Mhm.
share our stories, and it doesn't always look like the same thing. There are different subjects, there are different themes, but we are sharing so that others can see
Mhm.
the great things that God is doing in our lives as
That's
well.
right.
So
That's
I really appreciate you joining me here, and I know we may have gotten through most of our uh, requested discussion, but just tell me, what does hair care is self care mean to you, and
Mhm.
how women can use their hair care routine as an act of intentional love?
Mhm.
So
So hair care is self care because it really is about our total body wellness. Um, the hair is thriving off circulation, hydration, elimination. Okay.
Mhm.
These are daily things that we need to be conscious of and intentional of for our overall health, and let alone our hair, right? So that is self-care. Making sure that you drink
Absolutely.
a certain amount of water a day is self-care. Making sure that our blood is circulating. We need to be working out and all of that good stuff, right?
Mhm.
All of those things are self-care, and those actually impact the lack thereof, or the doing actually impacts our hair care. So it's primo to any lotion or potion. And I'm not hating on the lotion and potions. I'm just saying that's the first thing that we think about, but it really is the internal that makes the real difference. So taking care of ourselves is hair care, period.
And I'm sure that I can attest to that because I mean, I've tried so many different things, and they can be the greatest for somebody else. That's one of the
Right.
things that I've learned. It can be a
Right.
great product, and you see people with their hair just growing out of their nose, their armpits, and
Mhm.
everything else.
Mhm.
But you can't grow your hair, or you can't get your hair to be more nourished or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not about, like you said, it's not always about getting the next big product,
Mhm.
but it is about finding out what it is that you need to build up your hair stamina,
That's
right?
right.
Build up your hair's healthiness of your own hair. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely got to, get finish my process with,
Come on, Gwen. I'm waiting for you, Gwen. I'm waiting for
and
you. I'm
I
here.
have,
I'm
I've had,
here for you.
thank you,
But
and I've
but Gwen, I was gonna say, I'm glad you said that, because you can absolutely see people putting lotions and potions and it worked for them, but that might have been the deficiency that they had, right?
right.
Oh, it had Farouk in there, or it had whatever these things in it,
Mhm.
and it might be what that person needed for their hair, but for you, it might be you're iron deficient, you're vitamin D deficient. It may be that you need to do some breathing exercises because you know you stressed out. So
Mhm.
it really is about finding the root cause for you so that you can get a personalized plan for you on the road to hair growth. So
Wow. And where does your show air and when?
okay, so my show airs at Hair Cares Inc. on YouTube and Facebook, and it's typically on Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
I will have. I've been doing some series, so I've been kind of showcasing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but Thursday is the main day.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for
So
sharing my info, Gwen.
absolutely, that's what we do here in the lounge. We
Yeah.
share. We share, because listen, there's too many people in the world for me to be trying, reach everybody. And listen, I'm tired with the few little people that I deal with sometimes. So, we all need help. We all need somebody. We are helpers of one
That's right.
another, right? So yeah, I really appreciate you coming, as I said. And I wanted to throw in there, like we said earlier, this is not just for women. Um,
Right.
and
Right.
I'm sure do you have male clients?
Oh
Like,
yes. Oh
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yes. Everybody's dealing with hair loss. Everybody's dealing with it.
everybody,
And it's just
everybody.
as important to the men as it is to the women,
I
for
was
sure.
here to say, and sometimes they more vain than we are.
Oh, listen, they not playing. But I'm gonna tell you, you want to hear something funny, Gwen? A lot of them are consistent, compliant, and committed in a
Because
real way. Okay,
they ain't playing with their hair.
they ain't
They
playing.
love their hair. They didn't hear India Ari song, I am not
Listen,
my hair.
listen.
That's not their testimony. They love
That's
that.
right.
They said, I
That's
am my hair.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
But
and they not trying to shave it off like the woman. They not
right,
trying to shave it off.
right.
And
But
let me say this about that shaving it off. That's not gonna change the scenario. You can
right,
shave it all you want, but whatever your body is going through is still going through. It's not like a clean. It's not a clean slate.
mhm. And so that's really a good thing because really you're doing like a dual role because you're helping people to naturally change what's going on inside of them for the purpose of, you know, their beauty and wellness, right?
Right. That's right. That's
Mm.
right. And
Because
who knew I would be doing that? Who
right,
knew? Who knew? Who
I
knew?
did want to. I know we, and I don't want to take up all your time, but I did want to go back to one question where, or one statement where you talked about the medications.
Yes.
So how do you just help people to understand when they do take medications? Because of course, as not being a medical professional, I'm sure you
Mhm.
don't tell people to stop taking medicine. So how do
That's
you
right.
deal with that?
Good question, Gwen. Good question.
Yeah, I
So,
was thinking and I forgot to say that. I'm the nurse over here, so we can't be telling people don't take
so
their
listen. I don't tell the people don't stop
med. Right.
taking your medication. But what I do share is this. A lot of the so for example, blood pressure medicine. You are being prescribed the blood pressure medication to hold whatever at bay, right? It's not meant for you to take it for a lifetime, right? It is really meant for you to make those lifestyle changes so you can come off of that medicine. And so if we focus on the internal, then
Mm,
it is high likely that you can come off that medication because you've made the lifestyle changes. It
yeah.
shouldn't be a sentence for life there,
I knew you
Gwen.
was gonna put it together well. Because that is something, this man told me one time, and it's the silliness of our minds, right? And he was trying to, he used to take all of these smoothie drinks or powdered drinks, whatever, shakes. That's what
Yeah.
they were, shakes at the time. And he was like 350 pounds when I first met him. And when he
Mm-hmm.
finished, he was like a string bean. And
Okay.
but he was just taking all these drinks but he had gotten a little obsessive with it. His wife was like,
Mm-hmm.
driving me crazy, but it worked for him.
Right.
It did exactly what he wanted it to do. So he was trying to tell me about it, and I said to him, shamelessly, I said to him, well, I can't take all of those things because I have high blood pressure and diabetes and all of this stuff. And he said, well, that doesn't make sense. He said,
Mm-hmm.
because the reason you have that is because you need to take this drink or something.
He got you together, Gwen.
When I say he turned my mind around, because I never thought about it that way. He said, if you can eliminate some of the things that you have in your body, the weight,
Yeah.
the different things, you won't need those blood pressure medications. You won't need those things that are contraindicating what you're trying to do in your body. So I was like, oh my goodness, I had never thought about it that way. But
It's
that's
not a sentence for
exactly,
life. It's not a sentence of
absolutely.
life. You have to make lifestyle, and lifestyle changes are not easy. I recognize it's not easy, but we know when we want something, we go get it, right?
Yes,
And we
yes.
follow through. So we just have to commit to our wellness and commit to our hair, right?
That's
Because that be the thing is to commit into the hair because that's what it was in the beginning for me. It was about I
yeah.
need to keep my hair. What do I need to do? And then it
Right,
was like,
right.
oh, now you got to make lifestyle change. I'm like lifestyle changes.
And like you
So
said, some people are just like, well, I'll just cut it all off. But that does not take away your dry
no,
skin. That does
no.
not take away your dry scalp and all. So that makes a lot of sense. I love it. I love it. See, I'm learning some stuff here myself. But I appreciate you once again
Yes,
coming. And this is a conversation that we could just keep on having. So that
yes.
means that you have to come back to the lounge. That's all it
I
means.
will come back because
It's
I can
always
go.
more to talk about, right? Well,
Yes.
thank you so much, Dana, and you have a good time getting prepared. It's almost June, actually, so
I
you
know.
really
I
only
know.
actually 30 days away, which hint
Yes,
hint
ma'am.
means my birthday is 30 days away, y'all. So y'all get ready. Pour in the love, right?
Thank you, Gwen. I so
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right. You
All right.
take care. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. All right, so listen, family and friends, I thank you all for joining us here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge. Once again, it has been an amazing chat and conversation tonight with Miss Dana Wilson. She is an amazing woman, and I'll tell you, as I said, I watched her grow, as we all work together to grow. She has really been amazing, amazing. Hey, how you doing there? Thank you, my friend, for joining us on tonight. I got to get you on here to talk about those sweet, sweet, sweet cravings that you have. We have to talk more about it. So, listen, everyone that joined us tonight, make sure that you come back on next week and invite some friends. We have another great guest joining us on next week. And as we said, that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So on next week, we have joining us Miss Deborah Daniels, and a she's actually a grief coach and counselor. And so everything is not sadness. So we're not going to always be talking sadness, but talking through mental health awareness, the month of May, as we celebrate this month, not celebrating the sadness, but celebrating or commemorating and being aware of the things that are going on around us and ways that we can try to help maintain our mental status, right? So, our well mental status, I should say, because everybody doesn't want to maintain all their mental status. Some people want to get better, and we all want to get better together. So, join us here with Miss Deborah Daniels next week at the same time, Monday at 6:30 p.m. And then I want to just invite you to takes to be well and to be whole. Thank you. Have a good night.